ultra low?
Super ultra. Or just ultra.
And welcome to the Geek Spot News. Thanks for finding the Geek Spot. We're trying some new things. Hopefully the chat will be a little more real time for us, as opposed to we usually have enough of a delay that it's tough for us to keep up with you, and we've moved on to something else sometimes. But hey, we're not doing that tonight. Hopefully. Charles, Pete, great to see you. I'm Jack. That's Frank.
Hi, guys.
We watched and listened and read and did all sorts of things this last week. I'm sure we played things. So if you're listening on the podcast, it's your first time, welcome. If you've streamed us before, great to see you again.
Yeah.
So Frank, what have you been up to, man?
Well, let's see. We did a wrestling podcast last night, so we're later in the week than normally. We're on a Thursday where we usually do a Monday. And we did our nice wrestling show the night before, and I played some hockey, and we're doing an Entourage rewatch, Jack and I together. No,
just Frank? No, just you,
just Frank. I caught up on all the shows and played some hockey and played some video games, and I went through this really awful. So I bought Borderlands 4 back last September.
Okay.
Paid the $100 for the deluxe version, as I am wont to do for these things.
Makes sense.
And then they released a new character and DLC last Thursday. And I went to play it, and it said, go to the Microsoft store and buy it. I was like, oh, that doesn't seem right. And I went to the Borderlands site, and it's like, oh, people are experiencing this issue where they have it, and it's telling them, I'm like, okay, they'll fix it. So I did it all weekend, didn't get fixed. Monday, Tuesday. Now, Tuesday, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I played hockey. I came home. We won our playoff game, on to the semifinals for us in the over 50 league. Yep. And it turns out, long story short, I did not own the DLC nor the new character, because that's in addition to spending $100 on the deluxe version that I didn't know and I wouldn't have bought. So I had to buy that. Thank you.
It's getting you ready for the Grand Theft Auto 6 release later on this year, when you have to spend all the money on everything.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to cost $600, and then the new Xbox is going to cost $1,000. So it's fine. It's okay. It's all good.
You'll love it. It'll be great.
Honestly,
everything you ever hope for.
Even if Grand Theft Auto 6 was $150, I would buy it just for the base game. I'm already planning on taking off work the Friday, the week that it comes out.
Nice.
Yeah, I do not take off. Usually games release on Tuesdays. I do not take off on Tuesdays anymore. That's bad, because all the servers are overloaded.
Yes. True story.
Yeah. But that's it. That's me in a nutshell.
That's an exciting week for you. I played some gigs, went to some concerts. Had my mom's big birthday.
Yes, you
did.
did.
Was over the weekend, so we had a surprise party for her. Everybody made it through, which is great. Always a little concerning that age. But she was not too surprised, so she got to see a bunch of family she didn't expect, and that was fun. And my kids had some concerts, and there was a junior prom involved.
How was the junior prom stuff?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, and had some gigs. I played down in Westchester last Thursday. I was in Ben Salem last night. This weekend, I'm out in Jameson. I'm in with the full band again in Levittown Saturday night, so that'll be fun, playing some of the ska stuff. I found some time to start Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about
episodes into that.
Can't wait to talk about that.
I watched War Machine, the Alan Richardson Netflix jam, which is basically every blockbuster Schwarzenegger Stallone movie that came out in like the 80s and 90s. Here, let me just tell you some of these co-stars, because you had no idea what it was, right?
No, I totally. I mean, I think I knew of it, but I didn't remember what.
Yeah, if you've logged into Netflix in the last like month, it's like, hey, you should go watch this.
No, I haven't needed Netflix, like
Yeah.
outside of wrestling.
So Alan Richardson, Jai Courtney, Isai Morales.
Okay, I know him.
You know Jai Courtney.
Yeah.
Dennis Quaid.
Okay.
Kenyon Lonsdale. Remember that name?
Hold
Blast from
on.
the past.
Hold on. I do, and I can't remember why.
He's got big ears.
Oh, that's the guy. I'm not even going to Google it. That's the guy from The Flash. That's Kid Flash.
It was Wally West on The Flash.
Yes, Wally West. Okay.
And a handful of other people that I had seen in things, but not enough things that I really cared. But it was fun, man. It's a group trying to qualify for the Rangers. They all have their own reasons, as you do. Alan Richardson is Alan Richardson, so obviously he's older and bigger than everybody there, trying to also get into the Rangers. And then you have sci-fi, alien stuff. It's like Predator,
okay,
like more high tech. See, and now she logs in right after I said all this stuff for the happy birthday and everything. But happy belated
birthday.
But yeah, super fun movie. Like 2 hours, but it hits all of the big blockbusters and action sequences and fun stuff. So it's good time to kill. As far as that goes, not a great rating. It's like a 6.3 on IMDb, which is not great. But I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was a good as you've heard me call them popcorn movies. I would go knock out War Machine for that. Because it is a blast.
I have to get my attention span back to watch a movie. I have so conditioned myself to the short form show now that I hate watching things longer. Like, because, you watch it without commercials and, 20 to 40 minutes, like Daredevil, you're hitting 40 to 50-ish minutes. Shrinking, sitting between like 30 and 40. Scrubs is like a tight 30-ish, 27.
Well, it's on broadcast, so it's 22.
Right. So but if you watch it after that, even like there's like one ad break. If you watch it, if you have Hulu, that I'm again paying for, they're fast. They're quick, fast. And it has spoiled me rotten to not wanting to sit and watch an hour and a half movie when I can watch 5 episodes of a TV show in an hour and a half sometimes.
I have trouble deciding to like, let me go watch a movie. And last night I had some time to kill. I didn't want to dive in on a Strange New Worlds. And I was like, you know what? I know I can put this movie on and do a little second screen jam and knock out my routine on my games while I watch this movie, because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to need to pay close attention to know what's going on.
Right.
I did not need to pay close attention. Tomorrow I'm going to the movie theater, so I'll actually get to not stare at my phone. Yeah, I'm taking a couple of the kids to go see Mario in the morning.
I did watch the Artemis launch yesterday.
Nice.
It was really weird, but I found myself unintentionally very emotional watching the rocket lift off. Now, I've seen other rockets lift off, but this felt like it held more gravity, kind of like when we were in school and we watched the Challenger go up. That was like an event, and that ended very differently and tragically. And there was this air of like, there was an air of anticipation, and it's the first manned rocket going out to the moon in 51 years, I think it is, since one of the Apollos.
Since the last Apollo mission.
Yeah. So they're going to go and they're going to go around the Earth once or twice, and then they're going to slingshot off the Earth out to the moon, and they're going to kind of slingshot a deep orbit around the moon and then come back to the Earth. And they're testing out a bunch of equipment, and all the 4 astronauts that are up there, they each have their own cell phones that are taking pictures that way, which is a whole kind of new ball of wax or something like that. And I've seen some of the pictures come back, but I got really choked up watching that launch, and I totally didn't expect that, but it was really awesome to watch.
Nice. I did not watch that. But
I think it's 6 days it's going to take them to get out to the moon. And what I texted, what I said to a friend of mine, he posted about it on his Facebook page. It's actually Pete's brother. we don't want to talk about Pete's brother too much. Um, now, Pete's brother Al he's a really good friend of mine.
Will he suddenly appear?
No, he won't appear. He's anyway. Al posted about, take this, you flat earthers, and I replied to him. I said, Lucasfilm's CGI really is good. It's gotten so much better. And I don't think he replied yet.
Fair.
No, sorry, my dog is screaming at my son right now because he walked past him.
It happens.
Yeah. But yeah, that
nice.
was a nice little.
So we don't have any lists per se this evening. We're going to hit them later on when we talk through Daredevil, because since we had the late show, we got 3 whole episodes of that to talk about, which we'll do later on in the show. But
Yes.
Before we get to the news, we did have a couple trailers drop.
We did
in the last week too. I didn't even get an announcement about 2 of these. I don't think they just randomly showed up. So we'll start with the Harry Potter one.
I'm very conflicted on the Harry Potter thing. Just taking it on the trailer alone, it looked fine. It actually looked really good. But as a series overall, I'm not so sure how I feel about it. I don't really think they need to do this. There's so much more of that world that they could have explored rather than just kind of go back and do the same thing over again. I
don't understand. Good. Yeah, I don't understand why we're doing. I understand. Well, no, actually, I don't, because it's going on HBO.
Correct.
So it's not like it's going to make them money other than merchandising.
And it's not going to be so Paradise has dropped yearly for 2 years.
Correct.
And Shrinking pretty much drops yearly as it's going.
Yes.
And this is a show, like we got Pluribus, that's not going to drop yearly. That's going to drop every 5 years at the rate they're going. And from what I read, because there's so much CGI that they need to do for these things, they're not going to drop them yearly. They're probably going to be every other year, almost like House of the Dragon is, because of the amount of CGI. I think actually House of the Dragon is longer than every other year.
Well, last season they cut it short.
Right.
The first episode of this season was supposed to be the last episode of last season.
Right. But so I guess basically I don't understand it either, because it's not going to be every year. It's probably going to be every 2 years. How are you going to work the age of the cast? Like the older part of the cast might age out while the younger cast ages into their roles.
Right. Like, which still, like, the problem with this is how long we take to do anything anymore, right? Because like the original ones, like Sorcerer's Stone came out in 2001. Chamber of Secrets was in 2002. Prisoner of Azkaban was 2004. Goblet of Fire was 2005. I think we got an Order of the Phoenix in there too somewhere, right? I don't remember the exact order of those. But this new one, if it does take that long, it's nuts that it's going to be 2 years in between these things. And I don't know that they're going to be telling anything different. Like maybe we'll get more Quidditch. Cool. Great. Do a Quidditch show. Do a Bad News Bears about the Quidditch team from one of the other houses.
I understand the thought process behind it, but I don't think that we need it. So they gave you the first movie. They didn't, because it's a book adaptation. And most times when you're making a book into a movie, you have to chop a lot of a book out, right? Like Lord of the Rings,
Harry Potter books?
chopped a ton out. Even though they're 8-hour epic movies, there's still a lot of stuff and probably stuff that you're really not going to want to watch in a movie. Right.
So the original was 2.5 hours long.
Right.
Do we need like 2 episodes before we get to the train station?
No.
Like, I don't know that we're getting that. I wouldn't be surprised if we get at least a full episode before we get the rest of the introduction of the character, which is wild.
They're trying to flesh it out, but why not do like they did? You did a prequel with the Fantastic Beasts, right? You showed them when they were younger. Why not show them when they were older? Why not focus on a different group of students and have those characters kind of, those characters are there, but this is what's happening while that's happening.
Yeah.
Like,
agreed. Or do the Cursed Child, right?
yeah,
And get the cast would come back for that. Like,
sure they would.
you know,
Yeah.
they it saves them a weekend of having to go to cons. Every con that the Weasleys can show up at, which, Ginny Weasley is at every Comic-Con known to man that she can show up to, her and the twins. They got their new Harry Potter baking show, though. So, like, all those guys are still invested. Daniel
I'm
Radcliffe,
sure they're getting residuals at the butt.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I don't look, I thought it looked great. It looked sharp, but it looked darker and grittier, and that's not what I'm looking for in my children's books.
No.
And look, by the end, the Harry Potter books definitely not kids' books by the end, but they were meant to grow with the audience. If you start at Zack Snyder's Justice League, or case in point for that universe, right? When you start at Man of Steel with snapping a dude's neck at the end of the movie, where do you go to increase the stakes and make it more adult? You can't.
Right.
Unless you go completely bleak, which is where they tried to go, and that's why it lost the thread. But I feel like that's what they'll end up doing with this, because now it's the people that saw it with kids as kids and loved it that are now adults making it, that are like, oh, well, it needs to be darker and grittier for my generation. Well, it was for your generation. The movies still hold up. I just watched them a couple years ago. My oldest read the Harry Potter books, and every time he finished a book, I said, now you can watch the movie. But I said, but you got to read the book first. So we did that, and the movies completely hold up.
I'll stop on one every so often when I'm like looking through something to watch if I don't feel like if I'm playing a game like tonight, when we're done here, I'll go watch the Flyers. But tonight, when I'm playing a game, usually I'll put the Big Bang Theory or something, just something for sound next to me. Not that I'm like invested in that. And sometimes I'll put Harry Potter's on FX all the time. I think it is. It's every weekend. It's constantly. But yeah, they do hold up. I'll give it a shot because that's what we do. But I'm not. I don't. I don't see a need for it.
Hold on one second. Agreed. And given how unlikely it is to get through all the books, I don't understand the point. Like, you're not doing 7 seasons of this show. It's not going to happen.
I think it's got 2 picked up, maybe 3.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not going to do them all, why are we bothering? But
that falls into the Wheel of Time conversation. Like, if you're not going to do all of the Wheel of Time, why are you going to get me to 3 seasons in where, hey, now I'm finally invested in these characters. Right. Now I'm like, okay, I'm a book guy. You got me interested in your show. We're not doing the show anymore. Oh, cool. Right. Awesome. Thanks.
Right. So we'll see. So we'll find out at Christmas when the show starts dropping, because why not drop Christmas Day?
Sure. I'm not going to be anywhere on Christmas. I'll be home.
So we'll see if the grittier, darker Harry Potter is worth it come Christmas time.
Yeah.
I do, and I just noticed looking at the cast list, there's a lot of talk about the castings and everything like that. I do notice that the cast doesn't look a whole lot different than it did in the movies. Actually, probably less diverse than it was in the movies, realistically, other than like one person. So that should be interesting to see how all of that storyline plays out too in the real world. But we had Harry Potter. We also got He-Man and the Masters of the Universe dropped another. Is this an official trailer now and not a teaser?
This was an official trailer. This is a longer trailer. We got a lot more to the story, and there's just one really big thing I'm worried about with this. I like the trailer, and what we got from the trailer is it looks like Adam is on Earth hiding out because he has been there, but knows who he is and where he's from. It's not like this thing where they wiped his memory and he grew up on Earth and he has no idea to where he's from, because apparently, according to the trailer, he's telling people he's from another world.
But it seems like, but when he gets back to Eternia, it seems like none of them remember him.
Right. Because he left as a small child.
Right.
We get to hear Jared Leto talk as Skeletor, and
Look, it's just how I like my Jared Leto. Not able to know that it's Jared Leto. It's going to be great.
it's fine. He doesn't. He's not taking a beat between Alan Oppenheimer's original Skeletor voice from the cartoon or Mark Hamill's more recent Kevin Smith version. He's just kind of himself-ish.
Yeah, it's a quick line, so we'll see when we get to hear a monologue.
But the thing that worries me the most about the Masters of the Universe movie is that all of the scenes that we're getting, I'm terrified that we're going to get 15 minutes of He-Man action, and that's it. That you're going to bring me on this journey through this movie, and that he's not going to lift that sword up until the last 15 minutes of the movie, and that's where all of that action goes.
I think it's going to be way before that, based on the trailer that we got, because there is a lot of He-Man in that trailer.
Good.
And in different locales.
It needs more He-Man. The only other thing, I didn't see him do the by the power of Grayskull part. Now maybe they're saving that for the movie.
That was in the teaser.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah,
because
that was in the first trailer.
The only thing I saw was when he held the sword and he said, "I have the power," like that part, and that's fine. Yeah. I did like the fact that in the MGM logo that they put Krenger in the logo.
Yeah.
Instead of a lion. Cool. That was cool. Yeah. What do you you're a little more critical of these things than I am, and I'm being overly critical tonight.
Yeah, no, but usually we flip-flop, right? Because like this one, I'm like, yeah, it looks like it'll be fun.
Good. Oh, I expect it to be fun. That's just the only thing.
I don't know. I'm not as invested. Like I liked the Netflix series that Kevin Smith did. Like I didn't have any problems with the Netflix because it's a toy cartoon. Like I'm not invested in the lore of that. Because I know that the lore was created only to sell toys.
Yes.
So same thing when you do like a G.I. Joe or a Transformers movie. Like I'm not invested in the lore of Transformers or He-Man. Like the lore was made up literally in little books that were shoved in the back to make you buy the other toys.
I'm a little more invested in the Transformer lore than I am in the He-Man lore or the G.I. Joe lore. I guess that's only because of the Transformers movie that kind of brought you more of it and stuck.
Yeah.
It stuck so much that I purchased on Amazon The Matrix of Leadership, which will be delivered in July.
Well, and to be fair with the Transformers, we did get the movie that wrecked everybody's childhood. So
oh my God.
Yes. So there is a little bit more to invest in there. And for me, for G.I. Joe, but I don't care if you reimagine it, right? But the comic series that they had Marvel write, Larry Hama wrote for Marvel, as the companion piece of that, was so insanely well done. Like the stuff he went into in that, like it went into like the history of Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes and the Vietnam War and them serving and like just all this super deep stuff. But it was still, there's still a guy named Flint and a guy named Zartan and Roadkill. So and like
Cobra Commander.
Right. Like, it's still, there's still Destro, who's just a knockoff of Doctor Doom. Like, whatever. But I think the He-Man movie will be fine. It looks like one that would be fun to actually see in the theater, so I'll probably give that a shot.
Right. You have a guy named Gung Ho.
Right. I mean, there was Sergeant Slaughter from WWF was a character.
He was.
I still have the fridge, which was the refrigerator Perry from the Chicago Bears that they made a G.I. Joe figure of that had a football on the end of a chain.
Oh my God.
It was great. But that's, so that's what we're dealing with, which is why I can't get mad at any of that stuff. Just to mention Charles in the chat, good call out on Legend of the White Dragon. It's been announced coming out the end of August. Jason David Franks from the Power Rangers last movie, released posthumously. So if you're into the Power Rangers side, I know that was a little after my time, so I never hit it.
Yeah, I didn't get into it, but I know a lot of people are.
But yeah, check that out if you get the chance. And then we also got a trailer for Supergirl, an actual trailer.
Yes. I got a text from Matt about that.
Okay.
It literally was just, did Supergirl just make a trailer about the dog? Question mark.
So I don't want to give spoilers to the book.
Okay.
But this trailer makes me think that they changed some core plot points from the book,
Mhm.
because
Okay.
it doesn't line up.
Okay.
Um, but it was a huge twist in the book. Um,
Gotcha.
but I think we get a lot more Lobo than we need from, because again, Lobo's not in the books. I feel like he is going to be in this movie multiple times and like in and out
Oh,
throughout their journeys.
oh yeah. There's no way that they're bringing him in to just be, you know, one and done,
Because like
cameo kind of a thing.
in the books, right, they're searching for the same guy, like the bag, whatever, from the hills. Um, but the book is a growth journey for the two female leads, Supergirl and the girl that wants to get revenge.
Right.
Um, as they travel to different worlds and have to grow up and mature and learn things as they go. It's not like a quick trip. So there's all these, because it's a 4-issue series. Each issue deals with a different planet they went to and a different journey through the trip. So there's like mini stories within
Right.
that I think we're not going to get to in this movie.
Gotcha.
But I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not super excited about this one, but I didn't love the Woman of Tomorrow storyline either. I thought it was good, but I didn't. It's
I'm
not
I'm
something I needed
excited
for my
because it's
Supergirl.
DC and I really like her. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do. But I was more excited for Superman than I am for Supergirl.
Yeah, I think everybody was, right?
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
get, what do we get? Supergirl, then Lanterns, then Clayface this year. So
Right.
we will see.
Yeah.
It looks decent. But again, I did enjoy the comic book, but I didn't want a movie of it.
Gotcha.
So that brings us to, I forgot I watched that too. I forgot I watched Ready or Not in preparation to maybe go see it in the movie theater. Ready or Not too.
I did not.
Oh my God, it was so much fun.
That's a horror thing, right?
It totally is a horror movie. It's a twisted game of hide and seek, in the house, and it looks like the sequel is literally like right afterwards because she's wearing the same thing she was wearing at the end.
Oh, cool. I like when they I like continuity.
Yeah, but it's been
Like
7 years since the first one. But the cast of the first one, right? Samara Weaving, great. Adam Brody, Mark O'Brien, who Mark O'Brien was in. I couldn't place him when I was watching it, and then I realized what he was in. Halt and Catch Fire, Arrival, but not those. Copenhagen Test, which I was raving about. That Simu Liu. He's been in a lot of stuff. But Henry Cerny,
Okay.
who you know, right?
Yeah. Yep.
He's been like the dick in everything.
Yeah.
Clear and Present Danger, Mission Impossible. He's the guy that's a pain in the ass in every Mission Impossible movie. Andy McDowell's in it. And Melanie Scrofano, who from Letterkenny, was fantastic
Okay.
as Mrs. McMurray. And she was also just in something else I watched that I was like, who?
Oh,
Um,
see ya. Welcome back.
but she has been in, all sorts of stuff. So that was super fun too. But we can hit the, she's in she's Captain Battelle in Strange New Worlds
Oh,
too.
okay. Yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
I knew there was two things I saw her in last week that I was like, she is everywhere right now.
Okay.
But yeah, super fun.
I don't have a lot of new stuff. Just a couple quick little hitters so we can move on through it. Brandon Sanderson, Jack, you finished the Mistborn trilogy, right?
I did, and I moved on to the Alloy of Law,
Okay.
which is the second, the Wax and Wayne books that he wrote afterwards. There's 4 of those.
Okay. So Brandon gave an update on his screenwriting process. The Mistborn screenplay is at 50%. He's moving right along. Had some good feedback from chatting with the studio. Apple hasn't read it yet, but he feels really good about how it's going. 50% since he announced it, what, a couple months
Not
ago?
long ago. It was when I started the first book, so it took me the time to read
Yep.
the the Mistborn books.
So, I mean, he's churning along, and I think that's awesome.
I am intrigued to see how he pulls that into a movie.
Right.
Like, because the amount of things that as we were talking about, that you have to cut
Yep.
is wild.
Yeah.
Um, especially like I like the, and it's funny because I feel like the first movie could be a season, right,
Mm-hmm.
of TV, at least, if not two seasons. But then the second and third book just as long, but you could do those in a movie.
Yep.
But like I feel like we won't get the time with the characters to do the setup that they deserve.
Yeah.
Unless, but you know, look, the writing is fantastic, so I imagine the screenplays will be. I don't know everything he's going to cut, so I'm intrigued to see that.
I do have to remember to start reading those books. I
Yeah,
own
the
the
Mistborn,
actual
they're
physical
super
book.
breezy reads.
Yeah, I have the physical books. I will at some point.
The Stormlight Archive are like each one's twice as long as the Mistborn books.
Oh yeah,
so.
I know. I'm aware. I'm stuck in reading hell with that one.
Yeah, you're like 600 pages for the Mistborn books.
Yeah. Kurt Sutter, who created Sons of
Yeah.
Anarchy, is married to Peg Bundy. What the hell's her name?
Katie Seagal.
Katie Skull. Thank you. He was doing an interview with Deadline, and he had a very highly publicized exit from FX several years ago.
Yes.
He said that the guy that runs FX, and they're still friends. He said actually leaving FX has actually made them grow closer as friends, and their friendship bond is stronger now, which is great. But the guy, John Landgraf, is the guy that runs FX. Loves the Sons of Anarchy IP, and that the idea is still there for the prequel series that he has always wanted to do. So maybe someday we get the prequel, the first 9 prequel series. I, along with our friend, our late friend Jimmy Wooten, would rewatch Sons of Anarchy at least once a year in full, and then we would text back and forth, and we would know where we were at in the show just by throwing a line at each other.
Yeah.
Randomly.
Wow.
And usually it was right around the Opie part where we would both start like, damn, this part sucks. So, I mean, there's hope for that. What's up, Dom?
But look, now Opie's the god of war, so it's fine.
He is the god of war. I don't really like mentioning Avengers Doomsday stuff because all of them are liars. Thanks to Andrew Garfield. At a recent Comic-Con, Elizabeth Olsen was asked if she was in Doctor Strange, or I'm sorry, if she was in Doomsday or Secret Wars, and she said she knows nothing about any of it, and that she offered up things that she would like to do and would love to get to. She knows nothing about Vision Quest or anything relating to it. She would love to do House of M, that she would love to work with Aubrey Plaza again. But she knows nothing about anything in regards to being in Doomsday or Secret Wars, which tells me she's absolutely in one of those movies.
They wouldn't be able to do House of M for like another like 10, 12 years.
Right. Which she'll be a little older.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe that she's in it, just like I believe Tobey Maguire's in it, just like I believe Andrew Garfield's in it. And that's all well and good. But I try to stay away from the speculation on those movies because...
Yeah, look, they're going to get ruined before they come out anyway, so I'll just wait till they officially get ruined.
And the last thing I have for the news is that Shadow Lord Maul has been renewed for season 2 before it even premieres on Disney Plus next week. So we are officially getting 2 seasons of
at least.
At least. I
didn't. What is this? Dom just mentioned the reported order on how to watch the movies leading up to Doomsday.
Let's see.
I'm intrigued to know what this is. And Charles, we'll talk Monarch in a few minutes.
If I can pull this up. What order should I watch Marvel movies for Doomsday? Let's look at this one.
I think you just watch everything before
basically.
In chronological order.
Yeah, there's a chronological order up to date as of April 2026. I'm not going to go through all these, but it starts with Eyes of Wakanda, the TV miniseries.
Oh, that's a seems like a hefty list.
And then it goes to Captain America: First Avengers, then the one shot Agent Carter, then Agent Carter.
So Dom just sent it. So it's actually
oh wow, that's different.
Oh, this is after Endgame.
Oh, after Endgame, that's a whole different.
Oh, after Endgame. So yeah, so
okay.
Let's so this includes everything. So this is there's a lot to this one.
There's 31. How to watch it? Oh, I understand. Since Endgame changed everything, to go back and watch it in this order would be Loki 1, WandaVision, and then it pulls the X-Men movies into it. All right, I'll run through it real fast. Loki season 1, then WandaVision, then Falcon and Winter Soldier, then Shang-Chi, then X-Men, X2, Last Stand, First Class, Days of Future Past, Deadpool, Logan, Deadpool 2, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2, No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness, skipping, Love and Thunder, skipping, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, skipping, The Marvels, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumanium, I'm skipping, Loki Season 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, Captain America Brave New World, don't need to see it again, Fantastic Four First Steps, Thunderbolts, Brand New Day, then Doomsday. That's a lot to watch. That's 31 things. Most of those I don't need to see again.
Most of those are not MCU.
So I get that. And from what Dom just said, also the Endgame re-release could definitely change things. Supposedly the Endgame re-release is, I think we mentioned in the past, and won't know till I think it comes out in September. The Endgame re-release. The end of Endgame is changed to lead right into Doomsday.
Oh, I'm not going to go see Endgame again now.
I will, because I really did like the movie. But the end of it is going to lead right into.
Here's that list for anybody that wanted to screenshot that didn't see it.
Yeah.
By the way,
that's a lot. That
is a lot. And it's a lot of so. Just to point this out, now it's a little easier with seeing it, right? So
yeah,
you do. I don't know why you wouldn't do First Class before you do X-Men. So I don't know. I don't know that this order is even really right.
Chronologically, it makes sense as far as being in the 60s as opposed to being in the 2000s. But chronologically, as far as the X-Men movies comes out, that's correct. But
and Spider-Man is also not right because you have two Spider-Man origin stories in here: Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man. So,
but they're two different Spider-Man.
Right, but yeah, I don't know.
I'm not rewatching all of this.
I'm not rewatching any of it. But I wish everybody that does luck. I will watch Spider-Man Brand New Day on that list.
Or
well, when it comes out, I will watch it.
Obviously, yeah, I'll be there day one when that comes out.
That's all I got. All right.
That's all the newsy stuff.
So we did watch a lot of stuff. So we got. I will leave it up to Frank to which one we start with.
With what?
To talk about here. So we had
do your monster show.
All right. So Monarch.
Yes.
As Charles mentioned in the chat earlier, doing some. Finally getting exciting, starting to do some things, some major character developments in modern day where we're getting rid of some people. I don't know where the story's going for this season though. It's very, I think they're trying to set up a new bad guy, which is interesting to see how they're doing with that. And it is, oh god damn it, he was in Fear the Walking Dead. He's been in a bunch of stuff. Is the dad, and I can't remember his name right now, and it's going to drive me nuts. He's from New Zealand. Is that helpful? You know who I'm talking about yet? No idea. Great. Oh,
I
yeah.
can't tell you what happens in Brand New Day, Dom. I'm sorry.
Frank is not a time traveler.
Frank is a time traveler.
If he was, I feel like he would have had time to watch so many more things.
No. I don't watch anything. I just make money on some small stuff, and I don't abuse my powers.
Yeah. Cliff Curtis is who I was thinking of. I think all of a sudden he's going to turn into like a big bad this season, which is going to be weird. He has a voice of some people on Invincible. He's very busy right now. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Cliff Curtis. He was in. Well, Dom knows his Walking Dead universe. You would know Cliff Curtis, Frank, if you saw him. He's been in like 1,000 things.
Oh yeah, I know him. Okay.
Yeah. See, I knew you'd know. Monarch's good. It's still a little kind of all over the place though this season. So I'm hoping it kind of tunes in, and figures out where it's going with the overarching story. It feels like it's kind of just been running in place a little bit. So I'm hoping with this next episode that drops tonight that they start racing towards the finish line instead of treading water where they've been. So we had that. Invincible went wild this week. We're in outer space trying to fight off the Viltrumites, and Mark is in a not great spot. The lead of Invincible, but the action continues to be great. There's not a lot to say about Invincible. Like it's just, if you like the show, every show is great. You get a lot of father son stuff because Mark's now Nolan's invited Mark out to outer space to go fight this war with him and Alan, and they have to go recruit somebody, and then you're like, oh well, this will be a quick episode, and then there's still a full war that they get into during it, and yeah, it's been really fun this season so far with Invincible. But every season's a blast for that show. You watched a new show.
What did I watch?
Has a bear in it that's stuffed.
Oh my God. I blew through 2 seasons of Ted that I have never. I love the Ted movies because I love dumb get high comedies like that. Those might be my favorite genre of movie. And this show I'm so sad that they're not going to make it anymore because it's just so expensive to make because of the CGI. Yeah. But oh my God, was this so funny. The cast is great. And it just was such a funny. I was out loud laughing mostly every episode 2 or 3 times.
How long were we between seasons of this show?
I think it might have been 2, maybe a year or 2 between seasons.
2024, January 2024. So 2 years. Okay.
Yeah. But it's just so much money per episode.
Yeah. I mean, you could Muppet that up. Don't they Muppet that up? I feel like
no.
And Dom agreed. Oliver is super useless all the time.
An episode of Ted costs an estimated $8 to $10 million per episode.
Yeah, so yeah. And that's on Paramount, right? Paramount's not paying that money.
NBC.
NBC.
Peacock.
Peacock's
season
got
one
money.
Season 1 cost $70 million.
All right. That seems like a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. That's a lot. A hilarious show. I want to hear about what you just started watching because again, back in my wheelhouse. My other wheelhouse.
Strange New Worlds. Yeah.
How far in it are you?
I'm only 3 episodes in. I'm not burning through this because there's actually enough other new stuff that's dropped lately that I don't have to burn through this one. And I'm not. And now that Academy's over, I don't have to try and catch up with Discovery, which was my goal on that, and I accomplished that. So far, it's a great show. It's old school. Like there's through lines, but it's way more self-contained episodes, which is great. I don't know how I feel about like ripped Scott or Spock. That's a weird one. That he's like super buff. I'm like, I don't know that tracks with Leonard Nimoy. But I get it. Or even Zachary Quinto. Like he didn't come across that way.
No.
that's going to take some getting used to. It is also going to be weird that there are only 10 episode seasons because it totally feels like a show that should be 22 episodes a
It
season.
100% should be. I really like the cast. I really like that. I really like the way they introduced the cast. I love the engineer. He's great. The doctor's good. Nurse Chapel, I like
Do you
her.
mean the blind dude? Is
The
that who you're
blind
talking
dude.
about? Yeah,
He's the engineer.
Hemmer. He's great.
Yeah, Hemmer's awesome. Big fan of Christina Chong that plays Lieutenant Noonien Singh.
Yeah, she's a security guard, right?
Yep, she's security.
No.
Yes, she's a security officer.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I think it's great. You get the her backstory with her is the ensign coming in. Weird that she starts right on the bridge, but that's fine. I get it. I just got this a little bit of the backstory with the doctor, who I personally think I like him more than Bones. So we'll see.
Yeah, it definitely, it feels like you get more time, even though they did what, 8 movies, 7 movies, and 2.5 seasons of TV, and you didn't watch all that. You're getting a more in-depth character point of view.
I mean, I did. No, I watched the entire original run. I watched all those, and I watched every Star Trek movie. Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't remember anything, but I don't remember. I don't remember the shows that we just watched this week. I barely remember. But no, what's the other? In Anson Mount, and he was great on Discovery too.
Yeah, his hair's much better.
It's so effortless.
Yeah, oh my God, right?
Just his acting, he just seems like a guy that you would want to be around and work and do your best for.
Yep.
It's just so great that he comes across on this.
I can't wait until you get to the singing episode.
Oh God. Okay.
It's actually really, 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 really good.
And I gotta, at some point, because I actually liked him in the Inhuman show too.
Right.
I didn't hate him as Black Bolt. I hated the way Black Bolt was written, but I didn't hate
this one.
his version of Black Bolt. But I don't know that I ever saw any of the stuff he was in, except I guess he was on an episode of Smallville.
Yeah. I mean,
I never watched any of his shows.
No, I never watched anything of his before Discovery. And in Discovery, his hair was like a little weird. And then when he gets to Strange New Worlds, they really do up his hair and it's colored different. And it's like he kind of comes off as a completely different captain. And it's like a growth. Well, he's the same character, but there's growth in his character.
Yeah, as I get through it, maybe I'll see that. I don't see that part yet. Because I really liked him on Discovery too. I thought I don't see that much of a change in the character because he was just so damn likable on Discovery too.
Yeah,
which really surprised me about him because, like I said, I liked him as Black Bolt, but I didn't find him likable.
And the only other thing, and kind of spoilery, but I mean I've already mentioned it before, as they have cast Captain Kirk, who's not captain, he's lieutenant,
right?
And his brother. His brother's actually in the original series, but he's like a very, very minor character. He's more frontline in this series. But
he was in the second episode of this series.
Right. So he's a little bit more frontline.
First episode, right? He's a historian, right?
His brother, in the blue shirt. Yeah. So he's a little bit more forefront in this series than he was in the original series. And Paul Wesley's take on Kirk isn't William Shatner's take on Kirk. And I think there's certain mannerisms, but he's his own Kirk. And I think that's the way you need to do something like that. You cannot, I think it would be pointless to just do a carbon copy of William Shatner.
But is he just doing Chris Pine?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I'll get there.
He's his own.
I'll get there. I'll be caught up on. It's only 30 episodes so far. I'll be caught up on New Worlds by May. So you watch that. So what we have left then is, and we don't really need to talk about Scrubs. Scrubs is fun. Go watch Scrubs.
Scrubs is great.
We got Shrinking. Let's hit Shrinking, which came out yesterday. But no, we don't need to give spoilers because there's no spoilers to give on the show.
Yeah. We were both so angry the last 2 weeks about Shrinking because we were over.
Yeah. So last week and this week because we missed it because of our delay here this week. I thought it was only running I thought we were going to get 9 episodes, and at the end of the last week's episode, I was like, "What is this shit?"
Yep.
Because
I
it
did the same
doesn't
thing.
resolve anything.
Nope.
And I thought it was done, and then I was like, "Oh, it's not done. There's another week." And the end of this week, I was like, "What is this shit?"
I was physically angry at the way the episode ended because I was like, I don't want to wait a damn year for the resolution of this.
But a lot of it felt until the last couple seconds, it felt like a series finale. Like they were like, this person's leaving to go here, and this person's leaving to go here, and this is how, and these people are moving on with this. I was like, oh, this feels like a finale. And then they're like, by the way,
everybody's tying everything up.
Yeah.
Everybody's going on trips, and
I was like, oh, it's done. This is an awful ending.
Paul leaves, and Jimmy's sitting at the counter ignoring his phone, and I was like, what the shit?
Yeah. And then we looked when we started this. We're like, oh, there's another episode next week. Great.
Right.
Great. We'll see.
Where they'll resolve everything and then give us different cliffhangers.
Yeah. I wonder if this was the end of it. And then they were like, we're getting another season. Shit.
No, because I think they knew early on they were getting another season. I think if you watch the beginning of it, they're kind of leading you towards Paul's going to pass away. Like that's kind of the way it felt the first couple of episodes was we're leading you to this character's going to pass away.
Yeah.
And then as the show went on, it kind of changed course a little bit. Now it's like, okay, we're going to move away. So that's a different.
Right.
It gave it a little bit of a more hopeful feeling.
And we've moved Jimmy into like a really dark place again, which I don't love what they keep doing to his character.
No.
But yeah. So yeah, 1 week left. If you haven't caught up on Shrinking, go catch up on Shrinking. Just to see Summer because she's great.
Summer's awesome.
She's better than Sean's girlfriend, who thankfully hasn't been in that many episodes lately. So that, and then we will hit Paradise, and then because there's 3 episodes of Daredevil, we're gonna do that to finish, and we're gonna go a little more in depth on the Daredevil stuff. So Paradise's finale for season 2 dropped Monday.
Happy birthday, Pete. I feel like an asshole friend. His birthday was Monday or the 31st, and I totally forgot, as he's reminding me in a message right now. So
I wished Pete a happy birthday right away.
Happy birthday. I did not, and I feel like a shitty friend for that. Now it's public.
First thing in the morning, I said, happy birthday, Pete.
But now it's public.
And the happiest of days. I hope it was a great day all around for you.
So do I. But as you were saying, Paradise.
So, Paradise. Yep, it's Frank was spoilers for Paradise. 1, 2, 3. All right, Frank was right. It's a goddamn time travel show.
It was so easy to pick out. So easy
sort of. Maybe not, I don't know.
It's more like the supercomputer is predicting outcomes and adjusting time. I don't know how it's happening, and I'm intrigued by how they're going to play this out. So
it's not even turned on yet technically, but it's working, which is weird.
I like the finale. Okay. I did. Yeah. I enjoyed it. But the one thing I really appreciate about this show is that it doesn't drag plot points on forever. Right? When Xavier showed up and tell Dylan, have your daughter, this is Annie's baby, it's your daughter, blah, blah, blah. They didn't drag on Dylan meeting up with his daughter for 2 or 3 episodes. You got it within the next 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They do that with their plot points. Like we said the last time, they didn't drag the mailman storyline on longer than it needed to. They tied that right up really fast. They could have drugged that on for 2 episodes.
So this finale is the 3rd highest rated episode of the show.
I assume New Day is the first, the one, the penultimate of season 1, right?
Yes, that is a 9.5, which is amazing.
And then the second one would be, let me guess, the opening of season 2.
No, it's episode 4 of season 2, which is the one where we were both, the first 3, we were like, I don't know if I'm still in on Paradise. And then we watched season 4 and we go, oh.
Okay.
The one where Annie gives birth.
Yep.
That it was like, God, okay, the show can still do it. Got it.
Yep.
And that's just because James Marsden was in that episode. But
I'm telling you what, and T said it on Facebook. Sterling K. Brown is the absolute goat. The dude is great in this role.
he is.
Makes me almost want to go back and watch This Is Us.
You should. You should. It's a time travel show too.
I know. That's why now I want to watch it.
It's not.
There's no supercomputer in that.
No. It's not really a time travel show. It's just side by side storytelling. I thought the finale was good. I'm mad about this season
Okay.
because I don't know that we did 8 episodes worth of story during it. And this happens with if we're doing a trilogy, right, which is what we're doing with the show. The second season feels like the bridge to season 3 and kind of the filler season, right? Like I didn't feel like this season was like, oh my God, I got so much more new information. You got like a little bit, but not 8 episodes worth of like moving the story forward for me.
Yes and no. There were subtle things that I actually watched it twice because I read a bunch of stuff that people noticed. Then I went back and I rewatched it. Big at rewatching stuff if you haven't noticed that I've already seen. There were subtle things that happened that I didn't notice the first time. That once I saw them again, I was like, "Oh, that makes more." That there were a lot of similarities.
Oh, do tell.
Xavier running down the street in this episode mirrors Xavier running down the street in the first season. Like it's the same exact thing, same path, same street. The scientist in season 1 that Sinatra was talking to about building the bunker said that the world's going to hit a place where it comes out of this and then it simmers for a little while. And then that's when the temperatures are going to go up. That's where we're at now. Everybody's outside. When her husband goes outside and puts his hand up and feels the sun, it's hotter. That's why he's doing that. Plus he hasn't.
Oh, see, I didn't get that. I just got like, oh my God, it's the real sun.
Right. And I haven't seen it in a year or whatever.
5 years, I think.
5 years. Okay.
3 years? 5.
It's a little bit of both. There's also a theory that the Xavier that leaves the bunker is a different Xavier because the doors were closing. Like she really didn't give him a lot of time to get the hell out.
Well, she was watching on camera. Like she was watching him run.
That's just because it was all smoky when it happened. But
though I don't know when Jane made it out. So, that's
that's the thing that nobody like, where's Jane's body? Like what happened? All of a sudden her body's gone.
Well, clearly she was fine and left.
Hey, she's a tough cookie. She just got up and walked out.
Seems it, yeah.
I enjoyed it. I agree that it didn't really move things too forward until like the last 5 minutes where she told him about the computer and realized, it took that moment for her to realize that Xavier is X. And
that's fine. I get that.
And that
because somebody said, he goes by X. Okay. Great.
A little on the nose there.
A little bit.
I enjoyed it. Now, they're saying that he has 3 seasons planned right now.
Oh, God damn it. No.
I don't want them to pull this like, okay, well, we have enough for 4. I can really stretch it to 4. Like,
our taffy is as pulled as it needs to be.
Yeah, do your beginning, middle, and end because you're moving the story along well enough. And you're really telling the time, like the different time period parts of the story really, really well.
Yes. So I'm hoping that they wrap up in the time that they're looking to wrap up with the 3 seasons.
I hope so too. And by the way that they go, they should start filming soon and be ready for like a February, March, early 2027 release for it.
Yeah, unless they go all in on
right.
What was it that I sent you afterwards? I was like, all right, so is Link's daughter gonna be her own mom?
That would be weird. Like really weird.
They're naming her Annie, but then we're doing time travel. So like, what are we doing? Because Dylan doesn't really exist because he died, but he
but he
didn't.
does exist. And then who said, are we going to turn, is it going to turn out that Xavier's the one that sent the message through Alex back to the Circuit City guy that didn't
Because
really do the
clearly,
job he was supposed to?
Jane is still going to play some major part
Of course, she has to.
in screwing everything up.
Of course.
So I'm intrigued to see how that works out.
Yeah.
And then we got Daredevil.
Wow. Did we get Daredevil?
So we got 3 episodes have dropped since our last show. I don't know why they dropped the order that they dropped, other than episode 2 is pretty weak. But we had Northern Star, we had Shoot the Moon, and we had Scales and the Sword. So Northern Star, all right, we started out with the BB report again. Sign saying New York's been born again. Okay, great. A little on the nose. Great takedown to open the season with like complete classic Daredevil comic book stuff with him going on the docks or on a boat in between shipping containers. Like that is in every Daredevil run.
Yeah.
That is classic iconography from Daredevil. So that was fantastic because we haven't really gotten that much of that before on the show.
Well, you can tell that these writers get it, where the ones from last season were cobbling together like crap.
Yeah. And the all black outfit again was originally in the 90s. They brought it back again a few years ago when he was in charge of the Hand.
Right.
But the original one was in the 90s when Matt Murdock was dead.
Okay.
So it had been outed as Daredevil. So he created the black outfit and said he was not Matt Murdock and it was a new person as Daredevil, which is why he wore that costume back then, to differentiate himself from Matt Murdock. Then the ship goes and sinks itself. He does the watch thing because he can hear everything, shoves it in one of the boxes as the ship goes down.
That's
it
pretty
was.
cool.
And then he gets back to some trashed place. He's watching Karen fight because Karen's a fighter now.
Yes.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
You know, it's been a while. And then they call.
Pretty sure she fought vampires in the past, so it's okay.
Yeah, she was a vampire.
Oh, yeah.
We get Kingpin down at the dock. Nice little image, right? Again, from the comics, typical imagery of like, oh, looking over the issues. Called Daredevil called that a terrorist attack, which is pretty accurate for what, you know, realistically that it was.
Yeah.
A lot of vigilante stuff is kind of like terrorist acts.
Yep.
And then we get Matthew Lillard introduced. Bizarrely not in the next 2 episodes.
No.
Which was weird. But we set him up as being in DC, and he comes up and he's talking to Val DeFontaine, which is interesting because we should be post Thunderbolts with this, but I don't know how post Thunderbolts. And maybe Dom, if you're still kicking around,
I'm looking. I'm looking now.
you might know, but I don't know where we're sitting at from that. This whole season has been kind of a tougher watch than I feel like it should be, because we got the vigilante trials coming up, and a lot of this stuff is like very mirroring real world happenings, which makes a lot of the stuff on this show like a little too much like watching the news sometimes. This episode's not too bad with that, but it gets worse.
Okay, so just so we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Daredevil Born Again Season 2 takes place after the events of the Thunderbolts and Brave New World. It's 6 months after the conclusion of Season 1, placing it in the latter part of 2026 or early 2027. So it's post Thunderbolts.
Okay.
Closer to the events of Wonder Man.
So there are the new Avengers at this point with the Z. In New York.
In New York.
With Kingpin as all right, whatever. It's fine. It's comic book stuff. They do that all the time with comic books. So she is running the Thunderbolts, the new Avengers at this point when she's sending Lillard there. So we'll see who Lillard ends up being, because obviously it's not really Mr. Charles. Um, we get Swordsman is getting analyzed by Heather, who we find out is turning even worse as she falsifies his records upon the request of the DA. Not great there. We get the task force tracks down the captain of the ship. BB Ulrich and Michael Gandolfini's characters are still just hot messes. Pretty much what we get there. Just shit shows. What else? There's not a whole lot else for this episode, right? We get the Cherry's place. We get Heather still hallucinating about Muse, so she's obviously going to end up going nuts and becoming Muse by the end of the season.
Yep.
We get the task force busts into Cherry's apartment. He starts having a heart attack. Daredevil comes in and saves him. They unmask Daredevil, though, and then Bullseye kills everybody and sends him a little knife saying, "You're welcome."
That was odd.
Finish episode 1.
That was odd. As it was weird, but
I don't like that they're trying to set up Bullseye. So we're either going to get a team up with Bullseye or Kingpin from Daredevil by the end of the season, which really drives me nuts.
So one of the things that I know about this season is that Punisher is not in this season at all.
No, that's fine.
So Punisher will show up in what is technically the last episode.
Right.
So like they're doing 8 episodes, I think, is the season,
I think
right?
so.
So the 9th unofficial episode is the 1-hour Punisher shot that they filmed that should explain what he's been doing all along.
So I guess, right. And because the other question ends up being, so he had already escaped by the time we start this, but he didn't free anybody else.
Right.
Because he was in one of these cages that we get to in episode 3.
Right.
To before we get to episode 3, though, we had Shoot the Moon. What were your thoughts on episode 1, by the way?
I thought it was a really great opening, and then it kind of slowed down.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was a great, like, oh crap, this is awesome. And then it was just kind of it didn't grind to a halt, but it felt like it was overpacked with so many characters that you have to now keep track of.
Yeah.
It just was like character, and let's go to the next one.
And I'll probably do this with House of the Dragon too as we talk through that show, but like that's why I had to take notes. I was like, I remember having to take notes on season 1, so like I had to take notes on season 2.
But I end up watching it like after hockey or something weird like that.
Yeah. So then we get episode 2. We get Bullseye shows up at a church looking for absolution from Matt's mom, which is weird.
Is it Matt's mom?
He asked for Sister Maggie. That's
Sister
Matt's
Maggie
mom.
is Matt's mom, and it is. This is in my Easter egg thing. Clinton Church is the church, which is the church from the Netflix series.
And we get a hint a few times in this that Fisk is training for a boxing match.
So Clinton Church is where Bullseye killed Father Lanham in season 3, and it's the same church that Matt Murdock was raised after his father's death.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice little Easter egg there.
Yes.
But weird that Bullseye, I mean, looking for Matt's mom, like, what are his motives? Like, right? Because we don't get a lot of Bullseye in there.
Right.
And we get Karen and Matt are talking about him, and that's where I even had in my notes, I was like, Matt's definitely going to end up teaming up with Bullseye this season. Because when Karen's like, he's awful, he killed Foggy, Matt's like, shit happens.
Right.
And then the task force goes and gets the lady that ran the Greek place that was getting people out. Tried to get the captain out, tried to get the co-pilot out of the country, and they go and arrest her at the beginning. Which, again, the task force stuff is like, it's a little rough of a watch, given real-world happenings. A lot of the stuff is done with that task force.
Yeah, it is.
And then so we acknowledge that Kingpin and the Inner Circle know that Matt and Daredevil are the same. And then they decide to ask all of New York to help find the missing lawyer, Matt Murdock.
Right.
And some dude, Cole, who I guess he's from season 1. I don't remember him. They got burned up. One's back in the task force, so I guess he'll be a big character. I don't remember season 1 though. And then in the hospital, Bullseye helps out again and kills to save Karen. Who did he save on the elevator?
Um,
I have some notes here, but yeah. So anyway, they go to
somebody. He came down out of the. It was the cop, wasn't it?
I don't remember. They were going to visit Cherry, and there was two cops that were going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
In the hospital, and they
I think it was the ex cop that was his that Matt was working with at the lawyer's office.
No, well, that's Cherry. That's the guy in the hospital.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's who they were going to kill.
Yeah, he kills them, and then we get another one of these mocking videos that we got handed at in the first episode, where somebody's making fun of Kingpin. We find out later on that it's BB sending out these crazy videos from news she got from Daniel's laptop.
Right, the videos are great.
Who will see how that holds up with that Daniel BB relationship. And then we get Buck and Vanessa. They're definitely going to do it this season if they didn't last season already.
Yeah.
Hit Kingpin's right hand guy and Vanessa. They're setting that up for something to happen there, and Kingpin to kill Buck over that. Then we get the convenience store thing where Hector's wife or Hector's sister, is trying to stop these kids from robbing the place and just put some stuff back. And the shopkeeper goes a little nuts with a shotgun. And then the task force pops in and arrests everybody. And they send them to the detention center because they're now terrorists and vigilantes. And then we get Heather and Vanessa meeting up. Vanessa's trying to get Buck to get with Heather, I guess is her plan, because she wants to get with Buck, so she's going to set him up with Heather instead. And I bet Heather will get trained by Buck on how to kill people, and it'll be a thing. And then Angela, Hector's daughter or niece, what was she? I don't know. Shows up at the law firm telling McDuffie, oh my God, she got taken, and McDuffie says she's going to help her out, right? And then we get the task force shows up at Josie's and busts in after Karen turns the music up to dance with Matt for some weird, that was a weird scene. But I guess it was to make it so he didn't hear them right away. But very formulaic, the episode so far, right?
Yeah.
Slow burn, 1,000 characters, jump scene, big action scene, end of the episode.
Basically.
And we follow that again for 3. Go ahead.
That's the episode where Karen punches the task force guy in the throat.
Correct.
And captures him.
Yep, because at the end of the episode, we find out that she captured one of those guys, and they're in Frank's place.
Hideout. Yes, Frank's
hideout is where they end up. From season 3, or from season 1, sorry.
Yep.
Conveniently, the guy that she kidnapped also wants to help the resistance and wants to be on their side and gives them all the information they could possibly want.
Yep. That's a comic book for you.
She kind of alludes to that it was set up, which is why he was out back, and she did it as a show.
I don't know.
Weird.
I do like the fact that Daredevil just doesn't believe anything and just is like a dick to the guy, and I enjoy that.
We get some more weird stuff with Heather this episode, with her thinking about Muse while she's trying to hang a picture on a wall.
He's absolutely going to become Muse.
Yeah. Kristen goes to talk to McDuffie, goes to talk to Swordsman. They give her the blackout goggles, which in my notes here said we will use later to line up with Matt's senses.
Yes. That's it. Good call by you.
Yeah, look at that. They show us all the detainees, and that's obviously where Frank was held at the end in the post-credit scene of season 1 that he escaped from. So I guess he was supposed to be one of their first prisoners.
I remember that. That was the shocking post-credit scene where it was like, oh my God, they got Frank.
Yeah, and we get a bunch of gratuitous Matt with his shirt off coming out of this with him and Karen talking. I was like, all right, we get it. He's ripped. Like, this is the scene where you had to show off how much he worked. Cool. I'm glad that he had to starve himself for 4 days for this one scene that was unnecessary. The chick playing the governor shows up, who I'm a big fan of hers. If I remember her right, I think she's from Say Anything and like 1,000 other things. But I remember her Say Anything. She was the one with the guitar
Okay.
singing about Joey.
Okay.
No, you don't remember that?
I didn't say anything. Shock.
What?
I
Yeah,
know.
but no, that was when you were young. That came out. I'm surprised you didn't see that one.
Yeah.
John Cusack classic there.
Shocker.
So anyway, and then we had set up this back and forth between the governor, who there's no dirt on
No.
anywhere, and
No, the
and
governor's
Kingpin.
clean. Governor's
Yeah,
clean.
and how there's no way he could ever get anything on the governor. So he'll find something. There it is. Lily Taylor.
Okay.
So, yeah, she's been in 1,000 things. American Crime, The Conjuring. Yeah, she was in all the 80s movies and stuff too. It's going to drive me nuts trying to remember what she was in, but I have to scroll so far back to find it. Mystic Pizza she was in. Yeah, Say Anything. She's having a baby. Yeah, she's been in a lot of stuff. You'd remember her if you saw her again, or saw the younger her.
I mean, I kind of remember, but
Yeah, she's great. Anyway, then we get the task force brings in the guys that Mr. Charles hired to go and get the stuff off the boat. Good stuff here. You know, it's typical
yeah.
back dealings. Then we get McDuffie get hammered at the bar because she lost in court over the swordsman thing, which was totally fixed. The judge is also another great character. I think she was in season 1. She was from The Wire.
Okay.
The show The Wire. She was fantastic on The Wire.
Okay.
Weird scene between Daniel and Buck too, with him trying to get him to try a hot dog. Like, and calls it street meat, which is great because that's what guys from New York call it.
He's trying to kind of make friends with him.
Yeah,
You know,
because he knows Buck can kill him. So
right. I'm important. You need to keep me around. I know all this about you.
yeah. And then Matt shows up at her office. She's never met Daredevil before, so she's obviously interacted with Matt a ton, but never Daredevil, so they have to stay far enough away that she can't figure out who it is.
Correct.
And then we get that flashback where, okay, well, this is what I remember, and Matt's like, oh, I know everything you're talking about and exactly what that place will look like then.
Right.
Great.
Right.
Which he then breaks into the detention center. The cage is apparently not really locked because he just like grabs the front of the cages and breaks them open, and he's not like super strong or anything, so that was a little weird.
He's Daredevil.
It looked like the swordsman was the only person that was actually a vigilante.
Yes, they were all, and I'm really glad that they gave him a little bit of a spotlight there. Like that was cool because he was kind of a throwaway character, right?
He was great in Hawkeye, but
he was, but they didn't really give him anything. This was nice. He got to perform a little bit. And that was cool.
Yeah, and it's still it's a very different take from the comic books for swordsman. So
right.
But I appreciate where they're going with it. Then we get Angela shows up trying to break her aunt out, which Karen stops her and then tags her in to help him out. You know.
Yeah.
So the task force just opens fire on every single detainee.
Yeah, because he's like, shoot the prisoners. Like, just the guy that runs it was like, shoot the prisoners.
Again, really, really tough with current events. It's gets tougher and tougher as the show goes on.
Yes.
And then we get swordsman knows how to drive the transport truck. Of course, the lady that runs the people out of the country has a place that they can all go hide now. Our new white tiger, because she has the amulet, which will give her superpowers soon, slashed all the tires so that the vigilante task force can't chase her after. They blow up the Northern Star and the workers. The task force does.
Yep.
So that's where they decided to go instead.
Yep.
And you know, definitely the pattern to the show. Like I said before, though, that I don't love that is their status quo. Like I'd take action early and then you do some other stuff afterwards. Like give us like a full arc in it. But if this is what they're doing, it's just the Marvel movie format. So, you know,
basically
like a little bit action in the first act, long second act where we just do plot, and then a big splashy third act. And then where's Mr. Charles? That was my other question from the end of the episode.
Yeah, that's a good question.
but that's what I got so far for Daredevil.
I enjoyed episode 3 more. It felt like the action was a little bit more forefront. We know how the season's going to end because of the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, right? So we know that Fisk is going to be dethroned as mayor because they're giving Spider-Man the key to New York City. So we know that Fisk isn't going to be mayor at that point.
But is 5 years later now? Is that lined up currently with the Daredevil timeline?
I don't know when Brand New Day happens.
It's 5 years after Far From Home, or No Way Home.
Okay. When does Brand New Day happen? Hold on. I want to find out exactly what, because I think I'm pretty correct. So Brand New Day is set in late 2028. This is set in 2027. So it'll be about a year later.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Yeah,
that's fine.
I want to see where they're going with it. I want to see more. We know we're getting Jessica Jones. I'm pretty sure we're getting Iron Fist, right? I think they're getting all 3 of them.
That's next season. We're probably getting Iron Fist.
Okay, but this season we're definitely
because they're filming season 3 already.
Okay, so we're definitely getting Jessica Jones. Who's her boyfriend?
Mike Coulter.
Mike Coulter is not confirmed, or was he confirmed?
No.
Okay. So we're probably going to get them 2 next season.
But he had said he doesn't want to have to get in that shape ever again, so who knows?
Okay, good point.
But he was also starring in Evil then, which has since been canceled. So, paycheck's paycheck. You know what I mean? Like, if you can afford to turn down the gig, cool, good for you. But you don't have a steady gig right now, so maybe you can't.
Right.
So yeah, look, I'm excited to keep moving. Like, the thing with comic books is, one season of this is like a year worth of comic books.
Right.
But there's, let's just keep the storyline moving. And I hope that we wrap some things up as we go instead of letting everything drag out and drag out and drag out.
I hope so.
Where there's resolutions instead of just compounding issues upon issues upon issues. So far so good. Excited to see where we go next. Excited to see when Jessica Jones finally comes in, because they don't really drop trailers. But it looks like we might get the boxing match next season, or next episode. It's called Gloves Off. The episode dropping next week, so we might get that boxing match, get to see that, and hopefully we'll see some more progression now that they're backed into a little bit more of a corner with all these people that escaped. And we know they've already been working with Jessica, so pulling her in hopefully happens soon. And that's, I think, all the news that's fit to geek out on this week.
I think so. I think we'll see where we're at next week.
So thanks for finding the Geek Spot, everybody. We will catch up with you soon. If you're listening on the podcast, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, same thing. And we will catch all of you next time.